know what else is so bad?
What?
Tate's Ice Rider deck.
Oh my god. Tate, who made that list?
I don't
so
know.
bad.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Did you
I
see
would have
Josh's
given him a good list for free.
Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to Faded Town, #1 Pokemon podcast in the world. Those are facts. Look them up in a book. I know we've been gone forever. We leave and come back. We're still #1. People just are not on our levels. That's why we can do that. That's just how it is. I don't care what your Facebook poll says. I don't care what your uncle from fucking Westchester says. The lady at the fucking library will tell you, #1 Pokemon podcast in the world, Faded Town. All right, guys.
Right here.
We got Carter back. Come hang out.
I'm here.
I fired him a while ago. He cried about it on Facebook, so I had to bring him back. He was like HR called me. He was like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "I don't know, but my bad." We got Rahul, we got Isaiah. We're gonna talk Pokemon. The hiatus was just like, I'm not gonna lie, it was on me. I was super lazy. We recorded like 3 podcasts. I feel bad. I didn't do audio in like 2 of them, and then the third one corrupted, and then I just gave up on life.
Pokemon was hella boring then.
It was, dude.
Yeah, it was boring as shit. It was just like ADP, Pikarom, whatever else.
Yeah. And then we
News Fest. And
they're still like, it was not. We still don't have like a thought process of when we're ever gonna play events again. But we did go, and me and Rahul went to probably the most legendary event of all time.
I didn't do nothing.
Oh, you didn't go? I don't know, dude. I think we hung out for like a second.
Yeah, up to like round 3.
He said that he did good, you did trash. That's what Rahul said.
Yeah, well.
Wait, did you guys go?
Yes,
you guys wanted that tournament with the playmat?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yo, do you have the playmats? I really want one of those.
I can get you one if you really want.
It somewhere.
I gotta have that.
Dude.
That is fucking legendary. I will use it. I will use it for every event. It's such a good playmat.
Fucking Rahul made this whole post about the whole event, but he forgot to mention how I got scumbagged.
Yeah, that was funny.
I went to them.
That slipped my mind until you just mentioned it.
This is the worst part that no one talks about but me, because I think I was the only one who got fucking scumbagged out of the whole thing. I get to the event, right? I'm like, cool, we're going. I guess it was a local fucking TCG people that put on this event.
Yeah, and not too many the whole thing. They had their own software. They had everything.
Yeah,
They had their own thing.
And they're like, so all these New York players have earned buys for this fucking 1K. They all I was like, oh, all right, that's cool. Round 1 hits, I get a pie. I'm like, dope. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm like, I'll take that. Round 2 comes, and I'm sitting at table 1. And I look down, table 1, 2, 3, 4. It's everyone who had a buy, and we're all playing each other. And I'm like, this is real weird. So someone's like, why are we all playing each other? That's like, the odds of that happening is like impossible. So someone goes, comes out, everyone who got a buy is in their own bracket. We're only playing each other. And freaking
like the pairing system paired them first and then paired everybody else.
And
you know what system they were using?
I have no clue.
Their own.
Yes.
They touted it as they said it would be better than Arcanine Labs, but I do not think that's the case.
And then friggin' Joltik and all his friends are the ones who got the buys, and they all played the same deck, which happened to be Zacian. So 7 out of the 14 people that got buys were playing Zacian, and guess what I was playing? Ice Rider. So I had a 50-50 chance of just having an auto loss. And I'm like,
that's hilarious.
I'm like, why am I I want my money back? Like, I signed up for at least the tournament, and now I'm in a 14-man tournament with a 50-50 chance of auto lossing. And then round 1, I lost, or round 2, I lost. Then I missed him, and I won. I beat whoever. Then I hit 2 Zacians in a row, and I went home. But the trip to New York was dope. The tournament was whack. I missed I didn't get to hang out with the cosplayers like Rahul did.
They just sat in a corner. They didn't do nothing.
I don't know. I left before that happened. We lost you, Bradner, but
I kicked him.
you kicked him. Now it looks like I'm over here.
I don't know what happened.
But other than that, the trip was dope. It was good.
It must have been fun just to like play in person again, like an event like that.
I didn't get to play, but like my games literally went Intrepid, and they put 2 energies on their station, and I went, okay, cool, I'm gonna go home because that's just how that worked. And then, but I went to like Yankee Stadium. I've never been to New York, so it was cool.
I bet you did some cool.
I went to Yankee Stadium. I went to like the 9/11 memorial, which was super cool, but it got real awkward at the end. Like we get through the whole thing, and then this lady's like, "Hey, make sure you go to the gift store." I'm like, "You want me to go get 9/11 merch? You want me to go get 9/11 merch?"
Okay, that's really funny.
Yeah, like it felt weird. I'm like, I don't know, like
weird,
that
dude.
doesn't feel right. I think I'm not gonna do that. So, but it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, I got really good food there. I don't know. I'm not an East Coast person though. I'm just not. I can't do the humidity. A lot of the buildings are super old, which like when you talk about it, it's like, oh, that's cool. It's old. It's cool. But I'm just not used to that. But it is what it is. I don't live there. It's fine. I don't know how you guys do it over there, but it's freaking humid and shit. I don't know.
You think it's humid over
weather's just
here?
perfect every day.
We don't have humidity. I think we're just hot as balls.
What in I don't know
Virginia?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm just saying in like East Coast is a lot more humid than West Coast. Like we don't, especially in Vegas. Vegas we have no humidity like ever.
Yeah.
Like if it rains and it starts getting humid, like everybody dies here. We're like, what the hell is happening? So it gets real awkward for me when I go to other places. I'm like, oh, I'm not used to this. Yeah, I'd only live in like Cali, Arizona, or Vegas, maybe Washington. But
I like Washington a lot.
I like Oregon and Washington.
Yeah,
But,
me too.
um,
I'll do it anywhere on the West Coast. I'm chill.
yeah, I'm pretty cool with West Coast. East Coast, I don't know. You guys do snow and shit. Like, nah.
What sucks is it's all gonna be like underwater in like probably like 25 or 30 years, but until then, like it's really nice.
That's true.
I don't know. I can't even remember the last time we did a podcast. I don't know what was going on. The same things are pretty much going on. We got online tournaments. There's no foreseeable future of regionals.
But there's like I see like plenty of posts about like locals and you know shops doing like 500 or like $500 tourneys or 1Ks, case tourneys and all that stuff. I went to a tourney like a $500 pot for top 8 like I think maybe like two or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And maybe like 30ish people there. 25, 30 around there.
Yeah, my locals are
It was
hitting
just
like 20,
League Cup
30.
style best of one, but it was just awesome. Like play in person, see everyone you haven't seen in like 2 years. You know, it was fun.
It is nice. It is nice to play and see people again, which is it's so weird. I remember when we first started, when the pandemic hit, it was me, Tate, and Carter still doing the podcast, and we were talking like, next week we're gonna be in hazmat suits and shit like that, and then now it's like 2 years later, which has been the fastest 2 years of my life. Like Bradner looks like a fucking grown up. Rahul is fucking jacked now. Like things are weird.
We all went through some shit, man.
Dude, like I'm not gonna lie. Pictures and shit do not do you justice, Rahul. When I see you in person, I see you in person, I'm like, oh, you actually are working out. You actually are not lying. Because I looked at your pictures, I'm like, I mean, you look the same, dude.
Photoshop, baby.
Yeah. Well, like, even the pictures are just not, like, there's no justice there, dude. They gotta see you in person, all right? yeah, it's just been weird. But I am getting like 20, 30 people at locals every Saturday.
Nice.
They do some type of like little tournament for store credit. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess I can jump to that. Some of the locals made a new Facebook group for these tournaments, and like I stopped caring about Pokemon because I was all about the travel, all about the fucking let's get points. I'm not gonna waste my time playing for not points and shit like that. But obviously we're in like a different era now, so
you just have to like play for fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
It's super weird. Like, but I wasn't going to locals, and then like but I was in this group, and they just kept posting like the same like 3 people post, one today, one on Wednesday, I won this, and I'm like, you guys are winning because I ain't there, right? And like it was like
people in this group like 30, they're just like circle jerking like each other.
Yes, dude. I'm like, well, I'm watching it. I'm like,
fucking deck list for your locals,
dude. And I'm watching it. And I'm like, it was like 2 a.m. I hit up my buddy. I don't have any cards anymore. I hit my buddy. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna come. Can you build me a deck, or can you give me a deck? And he's like, what do you want? I'm like, I go on Limitless. I look at the tournament. I'm like, whatever, just won. And it happened to be Stefan Ivanov just won with Single Strike. I was like, I'll play that. He's like, all right, I'll build it.
Cool deck.
I build it online. I played a significant amount online that night before. I played till like 5 a.m. I'm like, all right, I gotta get up in like 2 hours, like 3 hours, and go there. So I got to bed. I wake up, roll out of bed. I go there. I go 6-0. It cuts the standings. The last round, it cut, or I like 2-0 the guy in like fucking like 10 minutes, not even. And I just give my buddy the deck box and I leave. And then one of the kids called me. He's like, dude, you won. I was like, I know. And he's like, what? Like, why didn't you stay? I'm like, I don't care. And he's like, did you gave your store credit to Vince? I'm like, yeah, he let me borrow the deck. He can have it all. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, I just rolled out of bed, whipped your guys' asses, and went home. He's like, wow, dude. I'm like, yeah. See you next week. I was like, it's kind of, I don't know. I felt after it, I felt cool for like a second, and then I'm like, damn, I'm a fucking asshole.
It was sick. It was a power move.
It was a little power move, but look, I went this Saturday and I lost round 2, and I'm like, oh, I can't win. Like, I can't come in first now, and I left. Yeah. I was like, I can't come in first now, so I'm just gonna leave. I'm like, this is unhealthy. You shouldn't play like this. Like, you're
dude, that's the champion's mentality.
Super bad. I'm like, my buddy's like, you're just gonna go? I'm like, he's like, there's 4 more rounds. I'm like, yeah, but I can't come in first. If there's top cut and I could like battle to come in first, then sure. But like, someone's gonna go XO. Like,
yeah.
So I can't come in first, so I'm gonna go home. I'm like, oh. Like looking back, I'm like, I feel like that's super toxic. Like, as a role model, I guess, but like I've never been a role model, so I don't know. If people look at me like that, I'm sorry that I am the way I am. But
I love you for how you are, Zach.
Thanks, dude. But that's how it's gonna be. I like if I go and I can't win, I'm leaving. Like, do a top cut. I'll play all the rounds if I can get in top 8 and try to win. But they don't want to do that. I don't know. That takes a long time, I guess. I don't know. I'm more. That's why I don't know. The online tournaments are fun, because even in the one I played, it was like top 16, which I went like 5-2 and I cut into it, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was like, cool. Then I win the first round, and then actually played against one of my local friends that I actually test with in top 8. So I was like, oh, this is cool. One of us is gonna make top 4, which happened to be him because like I draw like dog shit. But and then he lost to Leafeon, which sucks. But I don't know. It's fun. It's fun playing again. I guess you guys have been playing a lot, and you guys experienced this. I guess I should be playing more, because it is fun, and I think rotation helped a lot. But I don't know if you guys noticed. Going first seems really broken. No.
Yeah, most decks, yeah.
Yeah, because like when I'm playing, because I've only played single strike, and I feel every time I go second, like I'm down 2 prizes at least.
The biggest problem is I don't think first versus second is the fundamental issue. It's just like there's no punish cards in this format. Like no reset stamp, no N.
Okay.
Nothing where when you fall behind, you can effectively use a single card to potentially get a turn to catch up. It's like Marnie and hope they brick or miss what they need for 1 turn. But like I think realistically, if we had like a stamp or an N in this format, it'd be like really, really good.
Yeah, okay.
I think it'd be pretty sick.
That makes all.
I don't know if going first is like that big a deal. I think that the first turn rule does do a lot to hinder what you can do.
Okay.
Because I think that like even with single strike, like you go first and you have to draw a really insane opening hand to not just be going like attach pass or like attach bench a Pokemon pass. And obviously you're going to be ahead, but
I don't know, because when I play a single strike, I go like, even if I set up 1 dog and I put an Umbreon in my active, I can go and attach an energy. I can go.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I can go Houndoom, attach an energy, evolve, get whatever attacker you have, and attach another one and get a knockout. And it like takes out it like ruins your entire game.
It's not very. You don't need very much for that.
Yeah, like it ruins your. But if I go second, someone usually kills my Umbreon going into the turn I need, and I'm like, oh, well that kind of sucks.
Kill your Umbreon, but
they usually do. Like it goes like.
Okay, give me one deck that kills Umbreon. There's not decks don't kill Umbreon on turn 2.
Yeah, they do, dude.
Regidrago.
No, they don't. They don't.
Ice Rider just goes like 240 knockout. I go.
Right.
They go. I go. They go. Kill me.
Okay,
I think Suicune can if Suicune went first.
Suicune can't do 200 damage on turn 2.
No.
There's no way.
Anything that evolves. Anything that evolves usually can.
Jolteon can't do it. Dragapult can't do it. I guess Urshifu can do it because you're weak to fighting, but you wouldn't go for that.
I'm not weak to fighting. It's weak to grass, yeah.
Okay, Urshifu can't do it.
150.
So I think that most decks can't kill, but I get your sentiment that you're an attack behind, and that's like
yeah, it's bad. Rough, yeah. I don't know.
But I'm also I'm in the camp that I don't think Stamp and N would make a big impact on this format personally. I know that those are like the golden cards, but I just think that, I mean, if you look at last format, Reset Stamp really wasn't very popular. It wasn't played in many decks, so I don't see why that would change in this format.
But there was comeback cards, right? Like Karate Belt and stuff like that you play from behind effectively. Right now, the problem is like, I'm using those as an example because they're like the shuffle and draws. But like if we had even like Karate Belt or some other form of like comeback card that lets you play either better.
Energies,
counter energy, counter catcher, something like that. Yeah. Like just a play from behind card is something we're missing right now.
Yeah, for sure. But I just kind of annoys me because I think that people think of N as like this.
I love N.
All end all card
that's so insane.
But it's not. It would. I don't think it would have as big of an impact as people think it would. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. I think N.
I would put N in my deck.
I think N is.
Okay, I mean, well, I would put N in my deck because I don't want to draw. I don't want to play Marnie, so I put N in my deck. But
I don't know.
Well, most decks. I don't know if you put it in every deck. Like, is Single Strike gonna really want to play N? I don't think it's really gonna want to play N.
No, it's. I don't know. I learned like if Single Strike seems so broken to me, I don't know much about any other deck. I just feel like if I set up 3 Houndooms, like I cannot lose. There's like people do not have
Houndooms.
Yeah, but like it's a lot easier than it looks. Like with Capture Energy and
Capture Energy is a great card.
Yeah, I'm like
Capture Energy is like $5.
Really?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that deck is super cool. Like, that's a really cool deck. I don't know if like it existed before Stefan made it, but I think the deck is really really cool.
It did in like a worse form.
Yeah, I know that
before Umbreon.
Yeah, I know that Single Strike existed, but Stefan's list where he played like 4 of the V and then 2 V Max and then some sort of Umbreon. I think that was a really good improvement. So I was impressed. I thought that deck was
it's really cool. Yeah.
I don't know if I like the 4V.
Yeah, I took the 4V out.
I'd rather play other stuff than like
I think you
4 of that guy and Umbreons. There's like so many attackers.
The basic attack or attacking with basic Umbreon and basic Urshifu is so strong. It's insane. Like 180, it does like 220 with 2 energy. I'm like, this is actually super busted. Like the strong energies are actually overpowered in my opinion. I'm like, I shouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. Like
a lot of games the Urshifu like doesn't even.
No, the max ones. I'm like, I don't even want to evolve this. I just want to kill it.
The regular one's good enough. Does like 240 or whatever with that.
Yeah, it's insane.
I was like, okay. Yeah. Like it loses to the other bear. Like the other bear's super strong. I don't think anyone's playing it. I don't know why.
It's being put in check by all the psychic decks.
I don't know. I think it should be played more. I think it's just so
I also
good.
think bear should be played much more. Dragapult like isn't that terrible of a matchup. Like if you draw like if you go first and like you draw like okay, like you just get like your attachment and you rapid flow and then you have a Raihan for next turn, like you win every time. Yeah. But like Dragapult is just kind of a deck that sucks. I've played some of that and the deck is so bad. So I feel like that's falling off a lot, and then you just take like a 50-50 to Shadow Rider and everything else is either like favorable or it's just favorable, right?
I also don't understand why the deck is not doing well, because literally you look at all the decks in format and like they just die to Urshifu. They have no way to make up the price if Urshifu draws decently. So I have no idea why Urshifu. The other one I don't understand is why Shadow Rider doesn't get more play, because I feel like Shadow Rider is like
Shadow Rider is also cracked. Dude, I know people taking out Alcremies.
I heard it having a really hard time versus Jolteons. Is that a thing?
No, I think it's
Shadow Rider has a hard time versus Jolteon.
That's what I'm saying. That's like in my head. I'm like, dude, if it ever gets 300 damage,
it's dead. I put 6 energies and play on my first turn if I go second with Articuno and Cresselia.
And if you're that scared, you can play Sus Food Tins.
Because I was looking at stats on
Sussy Tin.
I think the matchup's a little bit favored for Jolteon, because like if they can hit a Cheryl, then they can price trade faster. But it doesn't always happen, and like P can sometimes stop Calyrex or Creamy. If they play 2/2
Jolteon play Peak?
Yeah, they play 4 Peak.
4 usually.
4 Peak, yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
A little annoying, but Alcremies
they go Peak Marnie every turn.
Twice. I don't think it's that hard, because you get 6.
Theory.
Okay, you have the perfect. You go second. You have the perfect turn 2. You use the purple Volcanion and the Articuno, and plus your attachment.
Purple Volcanion is so bad. There's no way that should be in your deck. I think that card is awful.
3 energies. That card's so good. If you're going second, what else would you rather do? Chaos Wheel?
Not have that card in my deck.
It's so easy to pull off.
I've never played it. But I was looking at, before we did the podcast, I was looking at stats, because like Limitless is on a whole nother level. Like you can look at like win-loss percentages against certain decks at this point, and like Jolteon has like crazy win percentages against like every deck that's not fighting. Like and even fighting, I think it's at like 40% win rate against fighting. I'm like,
pretty good.
I was like, how? Like whenever I play against it, I'm like, I was playing against it at locals. I was like, I'm trying to figure out how to lose. I couldn't lose. I was like, there's nothing I could do to lose to this.
Okay, yeah, I don't understand. Like, Katron says that Urshifu is not that bad a matchup for Jolteon. I literally have no idea how.
Me either.
Which Urshifu?
Either
Rapid
of them.
Strike?
Rapid Strike. I don't understand how you ever win. They just attach and then you
one shot by Gale Thrust.
Yeah. Like, okay, at first I thought
you don't even have to like set up like Sobbles in that matchup. You can just set up 2 Urshifus and they lose.
Yeah.
I thought that it at least had 310 HP, but and I know I've seen other people. It's not just Katron that people say that Jolteon can beat that matchup, but yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, and then like. I was looking at.
You really say Cresselia is bad?
We can't hear you, but
you cut out.
You cut out.
Have you played with Cresselia? You really think that card's bad?
I mean, I played with it last format and I didn't like it. Maybe it changed this format, but I didn't like it last format. I guess
it's another attacker you can hit Zamazentas with, because there's a bunch of glue eaters who love playing that stupid Intrepid sword deck.
Yeah.
So you have another thing to hit Zamazentas. It does 120, like 2 shots them with whatever other attacker you're using it with.
Sure.
And going second, you literally have nothing better you'd rather do. It's 3 energies from the deck.
Are you just playing mono?
The next turn and blow anything up.
You're not wrong that you'd not rather do anything going second, but like I don't know. I mean, sometimes you want another Shadow Rider instead of it. Not always, but sometimes.
And
I guess you
sometimes.
Are you playing
you
one
kind of
of?
have to draw well to do it. Well, yeah, you don't play one, right? But sometimes you have to
play one, but you have 4 quick balls, 4 of the fog crystals.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I play 4 balloon because I like the 4 balloon list and 2 switch. It's really easy. Like I pull it off pretty much every time. Dude, I found it to be really good in my testing with Shadow Rider. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I like it.
You want to know
6 energies in play on your first turn? It seems really busted.
You want to know what's really good? Umbreon's first attack that says you can't retreat.
That attack is really good too.
I was like, do you even play like raw switch in your deck? No? Alright.
People just are cutting switch, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, hit you, and they're like, they go put a balloon. I'm like, you can't switch. You can't retreat. You can't retreat. And they're like, what the fuck? I won
a few games just by boss trapping stuff in this format, just because like people throw away their switches and then I'm like, attach enough stuff funny. To retreat.
And then, but I don't know, the whole Jolteon thing, and like, dude, the one thing I didn't know, Jolteon has to ping something just to hit it. I was like, he like ping my Houndour. I'm like, dude, you just kill it. He's like, no, I can't hit it without damage. I'm like, oh, that sucks. Like, that's super, like, you're just pinging stuff to nothing. So
it's not really bad. I mean, you have Zigzagoon, and then you also
I know,
have, like,
but it like seems like you're wasting stuff. Yeah, like,
I mean, it is annoying.
If you're trying to just kill like a 60 HP Pokemon,
yeah, it's like, oh, you ping it just to hit it for double of its HP. Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that until recently.
Me neither. When I first, I was like, oh, this matchup is super free. Like, you can't even use your pings on like building up damage on like my bear or something. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know. The format seems fun. There's a lot of decks being played. I want to jump. I want to try like Reggie Drago. I don't know, 240 every turn for a single.
That deck is so bad. There's no way to beat anything.
Really?
No, it's so
I thought it was bad when ADP was in the format. And it sucked against bears. Like, I couldn't beat bears and I couldn't beat ADP. So I was like, I can't play this. But then ADP is gone now. So I'm like, my worst matchup is the bears?
I think Bear is pretty good.
But now you have Jolteon and
Jolteon's into the problem. Okay. And Dragonpult's a problem.
I've tested a lot of Regidrago. Finn has also tested a lot of Regidrago with me. I know a lot about the deck. Okay. It's pretty good. You take a 100% auto loss to anything with Rapid Strike Urshifu in it. Unwinnable. Absolutely unwinnable. You can't do anything. There's no tech cards. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that matchup. Dragapult is 50-50. Played like a dozen games of that. It's like whoever goes first. If you can go first and get your guys down before they get their first attachment and attack, it's favorable. You just start attacking and you win the prize trade. Everything else is favorable. You just evolve.
What about Jolteon?
Jolteon's fine. They have to ping. They have to hit something so they can do the snipe, and it's not like they can take like how much does the first attack do? 100?
100.
Yeah, it doesn't even one-shot the Regidrago, so you can scoop up net the Regidrago, put it back down, and set it up again. And
I was about to say, is there a way to heal that thing? You're right. Scoop up net as a card. That's good.
Yeah. No, Regidrago does not suck. It's not a tier 1 deck. Like, it absolutely loses to the best deck in the format, Regidrago or Urshifu. But it is good. It wins games against a lot of stuff.
I'm like, I love single price.
Try those. I think it's really fun.
I love single price decks because
me too.
We just don't like the pride trade is so like favorable. It's like worth it. And like when I was playing it, because I was gonna play it for Pog, I was like, let me try it, and I felt like I'm doing 240 every turn, and it was bad. I'm like, what is Pokemon at this point? I'm like, how is 240 every turn bad? Like, I'm losing. It felt sad. But then I went 0-3 playing Valcorona, and that's how that works. Dude, have you guys seen Expanded?
Yeah,
dude,
I've been playing a lot of Expanded.
Dude, they're playing Dragonite V with
Coco Dragonite is
Coco Dragonite V
sick as fuck.
with ADP, and it's like wiping everybody. And I was like, I love Dragonite, but I was like, that card looks horrible. But I guess it's winning.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That can't be. Can that beat Stall?
I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
No, it cannot beat Stall.
Hello, you degenerate.
Yeah, well, we're trying to have fun here, Bradner. God.
Stall's like the best deck in format. I was just asking.
Well, I don't
think Stall. I think Stall has a really hard time against Volcarona. I haven't tested it yet, but in my head it sounds hard.
Dude, I was looking at the Valcorona list. I'm like, that's so busted. It's so busted.
It is just. I literally threw up. I double checked. I looked at the deck list again, and I threw up again. I'm like, this is really real. It's Volcarona V. Do you guys know what it does?
Yeah.
20 is Victini Prison's attack.
Yeah.
And people just fucking steam up with Volcanions, and they scoop up net the Volcanions, and they steam up like 6 times. It's ridiculous. The first game I played with it, I went second, I just one-shotted their ADP. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is unreal.
And they're like, battle compressor.
Steam up, scoop up net, Flint, Chris. Ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And then they shuffle all the energies back in.
Yeah, you can never deck out. It's like
Stall has a hard time because they play the nets and the energy shuffling back in.
It's rough. I looked at it, I was like, because I played it for Pog, and like it felt good, like in a format without all those resources. And then when I seen all those resources, I'm like, oh, this might be unbeatable. Oh my god, unbeatable! This shit looks stupid.
Expanded is freaking crazy. It's a cool deck. I want to like try like different builds of it because I think there's a lot of different ways you could take that card.
What else is there? You want it's nice seeing stage 2s being played. We got like Inteleon. We have
playable stage 2s.
Ludicolo. I haven't tried Ludicolo, but.
Yeah, not a playable card. Don't kid yourself, Zach. Not a playable card.
Not a playable card. What else is there? I don't know. I guess Inteleon's just really good. The whole line is good.
I love Inteleon decks.
Yeah.
I don't see it going away anytime either. Like, I don't know. I haven't looked at... I heard there's a whole new, like, genre of cards. What is it? Fusion or something coming? Which I personally like the idea of like the way they're going with this because you have single strike, and you have rapid strike. Now you got fusion. Having personal cards that only work with those cards is pretty fun, in my opinion. I don't know how everyone else feels, but that's cool.
I like the fusion or rapid single strike type of thing they've done so far. It's cool, just like having a new like archetype that gets good support. Just remember when like Ultra Beasts came out? There was like no support at all. It was just like, all right, here's Buzzwole, and you guys can figure it out. Like,
here's Buzzwole, just attach energies one at a time and crush people.
We got Ultra Space.
That wasn't like enough. It was like
I think Ultra Space came out in the next set.
No, yeah, because it came out whenever Blacephalon came out, so it was the set leader, right? Because that was the set really got like the support because we had like kind of the Nigan and double Cephalon synergy. There was Ultra Space, there was Beast Ring, and then Beast Ring was a lot later, but Beast Ring went at first. Like,
Beast Ring came out before in Forbidden Light.
Did it?
Yeah,
that card's been busted.
It came out with Malamar and Ultra Necrozma.
Oh, I hate Malamar. Must never talk about that.
Yeah, no, Crimson Invasion had like no support for Ultra Beast cards at all. It was just like it was just Buzzwole, I think. It might have been something else. Look at Crimson Invasion set list. But it's nice that we have like
I think everything's getting support.
When like they do stuff like that, they like introduce a new mechanic. There's like no good support cards for it.
Yeah. Oh, I got a question. What's the best version of Urshifu Rapid Strike? Is it with the the Sylveons and like all the Pokemon, or is it just straight
The Sylveons? Yeah,
Wait.
Sylveon's a fucking pile. I like Inteleon.
Why would you ever play Sylveon in your deck?
I don't know, dude. People are winning tournaments, I think, with that shit. And they're playing.
Katron messaged me. He's like, "Hey Barter, see that fucking terrible deck I won a tournament with?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro." Look like he dropped a binder.
So bad.
I mean, you just rapid flow E-switch. I'm sure is all he did.
You know what else is so bad?
What?
Tate's Ice Rider deck.
Oh my god, Tate! Who made that list?
I don't
so
know.
Bad.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I would have given him a good list for free.
Josh's tweet was so funny.
What did he say? What did he say?
Hold on, I'm gonna link it.
All right, link that shit. I don't know. I haven't been on Pokemon Twitter in a while either. I'm so disconnected with the game. I'm sure there's fun shit on there that I should be looking at. I love that face. It's like
just some shit over the last couple days.
I'm gonna have to go look now.
You won't be able to find it.
Well, it's that bad. It got deleted.
No, the person in question privated their account.
Oh. So it was that bad.
Yeah.
I like that. Now I'm sad that I missed it.
All right, here we go.
Why is he playing?
Let me see this list.
Get this.
There's the tweet.
Oh, the tweet.
Get this fucking. This count.
Oh, Josh was ratioing him for a while. I guess I gotta take it over.
Have you tried Ice Rider at all in any capacity? I've played a little bit. I have a list I like.
I played it at the. Well, I didn't play it. I brought the deck physically, and it looked really pretty. I brought it to New York. Yeah, it was full blinged out. I brought it to New York to show people how cool it looked, and then I left. Didn't really play it, but it looked good. But it felt strong. I don't know. Like when I was looking at the format, I was like, "This for 2 energies, I'm doing 250 damage." Like, how's that bad? That can't be bad. That seems good. Like instant 250 like easily. Like it seemed good.
We should put Tate's list on stream and then critique it live.
Oh no.
So I'm sharing my screen right now. I'm looking at Tate's deck list.
Okay. It's wait. I can't see it. Oh wait. No, I can't.
I can see it.
I can see it, but
I can see it.
let's make it. Let's see what I can do here. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm making it so they can see it in your square. We're gonna get. It gets a little. It's a little. Will just leave me out. All right, that's fine. All right, we're good. So we have Tate's list here.
We have Tate's former Faded Town member.
Whoa. After looking at this list, maybe not.
That's like his former.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
What are we doing here?
All right.
Are there any counts here that jump out at you as seeming a little odd? Like, would you change any of the counts of some of these cards in this list?
All right. First of all, I have no idea why they're not 4 Ice Rider V and why there are 2 Suicune. I don't think that's ever correct. I think you need the damage from Ice Rider in almost all of your matchups to win the game.
I agree. I think I've tried Ice Rider in like a Suicune heavy build and like a Ice Rider heavy build, and I think maximizing on the Calyrex, just playing like 1 Suicune to force like 7 prizes or 8 prizes sometimes is cool, but you definitely want the 4th Ice Rider to start, so you can get, because obviously like the nuts every game is going first, attaching, and then just going evolve, attach, boss, right? That's what you want to do. So by not having 3, he's made it harder to do the best thing that the deck does.
I feel like I don't know about you guys, but I, like two peak just doesn't like. What's the point?
Yeah, you should play zero peak.
Like either play zero or play 4, in my opinion. Like either you want to lock someone out of the game or just don't. Like 2 just seems like maybe this will work. Maybe I'll Marnie, and you only have
maybe when I chain evolve my drizzles, I'll get a peak off the last one.
Maybe my opponent just doesn't have a hand at some point in the game, and I'll put a peak down.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that low peak is like not the worst idea ever because the deck is Inteleon, and so you can grab it in the early games on the key turns whenever they need to really respond, and you can kill their ability to do stuff.
I guess.
So I don't think it's awful, and there's no more Shadow and Format anymore. But yeah, I just think it's a bad card.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth really playing in any deck anymore. It adds clunk. I just rather like more consistency or other options. Something I've tried that I've found to be cool in Ice Rider, Ice Tray, whatever. I play Metacham.
I like Metacham
because Ice Rider does like 250 plus like 2 pings or 1 ping a lot of times, or two pings from your Inteleon. You can steal. You can set up a Metacham turn and a lot of
it's like a triple pinging, 2 pings and then Metacham go again. Oh, that's busted.
Yeah, so like I don't know if you guys have ever pulled off Metacham before, but literally every time you do Yoga Loop and you get an extra turn, you win the game. Even if you don't take all your prizes, you just win the game eventually after using Yoga Loop.
Huge tempo, yeah.
Yeah, someone did it to me and I just scooped because it was like, what do I do?
You lose so much tempo. Like they get so far ahead. So I'd like to see a Metacham in this list.
Also, I think that Leon's kind of integral to the deck. I've played the deck card a lot. I think that card's really good.
I forgot Leon. I like Leon. Yeah.
So I'm.
That gives you like a.
I played Leon before. I played it in my Ice Rider list. I took to that League Cup style tourney. And I like the Leon. I thought it was good, but I took it out because I was trying. I'm not trying to like do the one shots. I was trying to like set up more Metacham turns. No?
Sure. I mean, I liked it because like on VMAXs you can just 280 and then 1 ping and then you can easily Metacham after for the VMAXs. So that's why I liked it. It made it a lot easier to do that.
I'll try fitting Leon back in. I think it could be still good.
Dude, the Metacham sounds so disgusting. Actually,
the Metacham is super disgusting.
It's really good.
I honestly use it more in Ice Rider than I use it in Urshifu.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's a part of Ice Rider's gameplay. Urshifu just kind of has the card in there.
Yeah, it can do it like if it's cute and like it works, but like
it's not really
most of the time like rapid flowing over and over. Yoga Loop turn.
I don't know. I guess you need those.
The 3 Marnie, 1 research. That's probably just preference. I like playing 2-2 split.
I think you need to play 2 research because I think that with this deck there are turns where you need to draw a lot of cards, especially if your opponent hasn't doing a lot. Like if you pressure them into a low hand. So I think not having that second research is I think that's a big difference. But.
Yeah. I like
not many switch
I like Raihan
options
in this deck too.
Raihan seems like a really strong card that people are not playing a lot of. Am I wrong here? Like it's like
I think people play it.
Yeah,
I think people are playing.
You can play 1 in there, yeah.
Okay.
But it is strong.
Yeah, like someone did that against me at local, so I was like, "What's that card do? You just get any card and you attach an energy? That's pretty busted."
Yeah. I think with Raihan you have to attach an energy first though, and then you search your deck for any card.
Yeah,
is how it reads.
That's pretty good.
But still a very good card. I like it in this deck. Like if you need something specific and Melanie might not get it, or you only have like 1 copy and you think you won't draw it, Raihan will fit the bill the same for that turn. Also good for setting up like Metacham turns. I feel like most of the time when I do Metacham, it's like with a Raihan play other than like a Melanie play. 3 bucket, 7 water. Don't love that. I'd cut a bucket for an 8th water personally.
Maybe. I don't know. 7 fine. I was playing 7 in my old list.
Yeah,
I
was playing 7 before, but I've really, really liked the 8th a lot.
Yeah.
It's made a difference. At least I felt it's made a difference.
What are you guys' thoughts on Scrapper versus Jammer?
In this deck,
I don't understand why either of them are in the deck, to be perfectly honest.
Well,
Cape of Toughness.
Cape of Toughness, you can't one-shot those stupid things.
Yeah, you can. What?
Yeah, you're fucking Ice Rider, dude.
What do you mean you can't one
do
shot?
so much
You
damage.
do what 250, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, that's
Yeah,
why peaks in the deck is
2-7.
for Zamazenta.
Oh, that's...
But he has Suicune.
Yeah, but that doesn't kill. That doesn't kill Zamazenta. There's no way that's killing Zamazenta.
Yeah, but Zamazenta doesn't kill it back.
Sure, but I mean Zacian does. But I guess Zacian kills your Ice Rider and you lose. I guess you just lose to them going Zacian anyways most of the time, right?
You're gonna lose that matchup no matter what.
And the matchup's not great to begin with.
When they go Intrepid Sword and get 2 energies on their thing, you just quit. It's not. There's no point.
That's probably why it's in the deck. It's probably for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Tool Scrapper. I don't think it does very much. I also don't really like Escape Rope.
Yeah, I don't love the Escape Rope either. I'd rather that be another balloon or another scoop up net.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And that's a really, really underrated card in decks with Inteleon. It's really, really good.
Net.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
If you have like, you just get an extra like quick shooting out if you have like a drizzle down stuff like that. You can turn like a 2 quick shooting turn into a 3 quick shooting turn.
Yeah, and it even can just be like more level balls if you have double Sobble, then you draw 1 Drizzile, 1 net. You can go Drizzile, net, Drizzile.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah.
Maybe Tate just sucks.
If anyone has Tate's phone number, you can let him know that I'm offering
links
coaching. I'm available.
Links down below to Tate's phone.
Yeah, I'd love to coach Tate. Get him some something on his Limitless page.
Last time I talked to Tate, he was a pro Pokemon player. All right. So I think he actually coaches people. Sorry, Tate, for shitting on you. No, maybe not. Let's fix this again.
Oh yeah, Ice Rider.
Ice Rider seems fine. I don't know. I think the must play deck is Zacian right now, so it's like really tough to play.
There is a lot of Zacian. That deck is so. I tried playing it. I'm like, I'm really playing like 4 Rotom phones. Like this card is so bad.
Dude, when I played against it, they played it. I was like, I don't even know what that card does. Like, you could literally played it and then whatever you wanted, I would have been like, okay, like sure, if that's what it does. I don't know.
I actually think that the bigger problem is as a bad matchup against your Shifu. I think that's a pretty big problem.
Yeah.
And once people start playing your Shifu again, then it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
What about I was coaching yesterday with my student, and he wanted me to play the Zamazation deck. I pulled up a list, and I saw someone cut the Rotom phones for 4 lucky ice pops. Do you know that card?
Oh yeah.
No. I have no clue.
Wait, is it that bad?
It was pretty sick. Like, I hit 4 heads in 1 turn and healed 80 damage. I was like, this is kind of crap.
Zach, the card says flip a coin.
You heal 20, flip a coin.
If
it's heads,
20
you put
again. Yeah, oh no. If heads, it goes back into your hand. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, I don't know.
It's a potion with a flip effect.
My boy,
you can just chain heads, and it's pretty funny.
My boy was playing.
But I like that way more than Rotom Phone for sure.
Bayonet.
Yeah, Rotom Phone is so bad.
There's like a Bayonet that de-evolves your opponent's Pokemon, and it was really strong. He crushed me with it.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Because like you just hit the VMAX, and the next turn Bayonet kills it because no V has 230.
I didn't know
then you fucking smash the next Pokemon.
That's actually really cool. I didn't know there was a evolved Pokemon.
I was looking like he hit me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna retreat. But then like if he has Bayonet, he's about to take like 4 price turn. So it got real awkward. I was like, I couldn't. There's nothing I could do. Like I had no out to it. I'm like, Marty, please don't have it. And he's like, evolve, kill it, kill you. I was like, All right. Cool story, guys. Because going into that tournament, I made sure that I could beat the stupid Zation decks. I was playing like a Tool Scrapper and 2 Jammers, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill these. Like, your stupid capes are not gonna be there. You're not surviving, all right? And then I face him, and he's just like, oh, cool story, dude. Anyways, de-evolve your stupid thing, take 4 prizes, go home, boy. I was like, oh, all right. I guess there's one smart person in the fucking universe. But yeah, that card seemed good. I don't think anyone else has played it, but it might not. I don't know. I think also, like, there's people are just not putting in the effort that they would normally put in, and like I think we've said that a bunch of times throughout the last 2 years.
A lot of people just net deck shit for these online.
I mean, that's literally what I did.
A net deck fiesta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's fun. I wish that I had locals that are firing up. Because obviously, I really want to play. I don't really have a local scene, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. Hopefully, we'll be doing something more. I also thought that the Draft the World event was really fun. I thought it was really really well put on.
Let's talk about it.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it, but I know you guys did. So
I got the tail end of it.
Let's why don't you explain it for people who don't know anything what it was about?
Basically, they just picked a bunch of old format worlds, a bunch of worlds years. So like
15, 18, 19, right?
Well, those are the first. They did
14 through 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they got a bunch of top players, and top players drafted decks they wanted to play from that year. And
so they had, like, each got to like.
They each got a pick deck they wanted to play, yeah, and so then they played the decks they drafted against each other. It was really cool.
That sounds cool.
And did they
draw pass for the turn one, or did they?
No, they just played it as current rules.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Current rules is interesting because I mean, I don't hate it entirely because it adds a different dynamic to the decks that did well, right? Like Zorak decks can't use Bridget and stuff like that.
Sure.
So they go second, and Greninja's a lot better because Greninja can go first and win the game. Other decks always have to choose second, but like Greninja was a lot better. And yeah, Zorak decks, like, they always were choosing second and mirror, stuff like that.
That's cursed. I hate that. They should have just draw passed or fixed it.
draw pass would make things like Trev way too broken, I think.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck it. Wally, who cares? Silent Fear's sick.
But, how did the event go? Who ended up winning? Xander. I should have guessed that.
I'm gonna have Xander on. I'm gonna have Xander on tonight at some point to talk about like his drafting decisions and stuff because he made a ballsy pick and took for his 2019 deck. He took Quagnak and it was some juniors list.
Oh
it was
shit!
Like Blues Tactics and like Frozen City. It was whack. And he
That's crazy.
Just bad, but
yeah.
For 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
That's pretty funny, dude.
It was a very ballsy pick, and I want to like talk to him about like why. And like Xander even like for 2016 picked both the Greninja lists, because it was like a pick 2 play 1, off the board.
He's like, I'm playing Greninja no matter what.
Pick Greninja. Maybe you just hate pick Greninja so no one else could play.
He picked it so no he could have the face.
I mean, that's what he did in finals. He hate picked Alolan Ninetales. So
he did. He picked Ninetales because he's like Ninetales is too good against certain matchups. I don't want it.
That's good.
Yeah,
Smart.
he picked Ninetales because it was the worst deck in format, but did beat Decidueye. And so there was nothing left to beat Decidueye.
I mean, if Ross took Drampagard, I think it would have been.
That's true. Instead of Rainbow Red, what in the world, Ross?
Yeah, he took Ross took Rainbow Red and Gardevoir. And then Xander and Ross talked after the event. Apparently, Ross thought Gardevoir was a fine matchup into Decidueye. It is not. It's like an 80-20 for Dissy.
Yeah.
Gosh, we're off.
Played a fuck ton of Guardian. That matchup sucks. You can't rare candy, man.
You literally can't do anything. It's so bad.
So bad.
Oh, that's cool event though.
Octo. It's a really cool event, and I think the idea of something like this was like super fun to watch.
That sounds super fun. That'd be fun just to do like with your friends if you all have like old decks built.
It would be really fun to do with your friends, yeah.
But with correct turn 1 rules.
Yeah, sure. I think definitely it's like a cool idea, and like obviously there was a lot of hype behind people expecting this weekend to like maybe show whatever Pokemon Live is or whatever that is, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
that kind of like.
I was not expecting them to show that.
No, I wasn't either. I was hoping Like in the back of my mind, I was hoping they would make some sort of an announcement like a week before the event, because they were like kind of previewing all the world's finals, right? Like they were tweeting out like 2014 finals, here's what happened, watch the match, like all that stuff. So I was hoping maybe like a week ago, like last Saturday, maybe they'd be like, here's the event rules, where it's going to be played and how it's going to work. Like, and so like
here's the old format update for PTCGO with new turn 1 rules. Just kidding. Fuck you.
Yeah, literally.
I got really excited because of Szymanski's tweet. He tweeted out like, it was really hard for me to be on Twitter having judged the event, knowing that we played this on PTCGO with new rules and there was nothing added. But you guys are in store for a big surprise, or no, you guys are in for a big treat. And then that got me really excited that they were going to reveal something. And then
I think the cheat was just the games. The games were really good. The games were really good across the board.
I'm gonna have to go watch them.
I'll watch it later. It sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it as well again. Like some of the games were really, really good. There was like my favorite was the extended BM from Lydia against Pablo, where she just she like accidentally like timered herself out in Buzz Rock Mirror, and so Pablo had a chance to come back, and then she just like extended BM'd it.
Damn, that's funny. That's I don't know. It's always, I like to see content done with good players. I know. Like I know that's like controversy right now. Like people are always talking like whatever they want to talk, but I like to see great players get the recognition that they deserve. And if that's,
I mean, Xander's always been good at like drafts and cubes. Like that's like kind of a known thing for anyone who's cubed with Zandy. Like, so it's really cool to see him like come in with a strategy and pick something like Nagquag out of the blue and be like, well, you see, and he like first picked 2019. Like every single other deck for 2019 was on the board still. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Like I've always like between Xander and Bradner, I've always said like those are my two favorite players. I think if they're at the top of their game, I think they're like the best two players. Like I've always said that, and I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. All right, this is and look, Pog champion, and then this fool goes out and crushes all these people with Nagquag. All right, get out my face.
Yeah, I don't understand why Xander drafted 2019 before the other formats. Just because 2019 was the one format he might not have been able to play, but I mean, it worked out for him.
Strategy.
Yeah.
And we'll find out. Rahul's gonna do an interview. He'll talk to him.
Yeah, I will. I'll talk through with him and see why his reasoning was. I know what his reasoning is personally because he was DMing me the entire event. But like,
save for the content. Yeah. It's fun. So what? I don't know. I'm not. Obviously, I said I'm not super on Twitter right now. What is this Pokemon Live thing? Do we know? Is it no idea?
Zero information. Zero anything. Nothing.
And why do people think it's something?
A little thing printed on like the side of like a sealed product that's coming out.
Okay.
On a sealed product, they printed like includes one code for
Pokemon
TCG Live.
Okay, and, like, that just got everyone
Pokemon Live, yeah.
And that basically gave everyone like incredible hopium, and everyone's really hoping it's something, but
extreme FOMO for like some arena type.
I don't know, like
it's just I'm like 99% sure it's just like a rebranding of the same.
That'd be sad.
Yeah.
We'll get a new GUI and it'll be the exact same.
Yeah.
On the bright side, if they do like wrestle back control, for example, from Direwolf and like put it back in house, maybe like I'd be okay with that. And like if like a small thing to start with doing is like maybe microtransactions as opposed to like.
Microtransactions would be so good.
Yeah, because the current like code card market and secondary market is like controlled by like 1-2 companies, and so like there's no reason ever we should be paying like $1 per code, and like how some of these promo cards are like impossible to get because sealed product is impossible to get. Yeah. So if I want to buy a Jolteon V code, I should be able to spend I don't know like $2 on the client to buy it.
Yes,
like
simple. I agree.
And the money goes straight to Pokemon. The money should go straight to Pokemon, and so they should have no problem with it either.
Right.
And they can still sell the sealed products too.
Isn't what is it? Pokemon Unite? Doesn't it have
every other Pokemon game has some sort of microtransaction? Okay. Unite, Masters, Go, even I guess the DLC could be considered a soft transaction.
That's true.
So like they're
not against it.
It's yearly subscription.
There is, yeah. Every single other thing. So there's no reasonable justification for it not happening.
That makes sense. Hopefully. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't see Worlds happening next year. No,
a ranked ladder and like microtransactions.
I think Worlds can still happen. I don't know why Worlds wouldn't. I don't know how you made that leap, bro.
Well, my leap is like, if we were going to start playing, I feel like we would have started playing, you know?
No, I don't think so.
When will it be all right? When is it too late to start playing and getting points for Worlds? You're going to but isn't August Worlds?
Yes, they could literally just lower the number down wherever they want it to be and still have Worlds. I think missing Worlds for 3 years consecutively is damning.
Or they can just open Worlds and have Worlds have a grinder. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, that's also what they'll do. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think they will do everything because from what I know from last year personally, they did everything in their power to have 21 Worlds happen. It's just things got pretty bad and vaccine like things were going ahead of schedule. Things looked good, right? But just for us, not really the other countries.
Yeah.
But now everyone is kind of on a similar playing field. It's just there's some people who refuse to get vaccinated because they're stupid.
Well, I mean, our country's getting worse, not better. So
no. Well, look at statistics, and then
that debate's like crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of like a regional, not like tournament, but like it's more like by region than the country as a whole. Because like some states are like almost they're like chilling, but then you have like Florida and stuff. That's
you got like Oklahoma who's like overrun with like COVID cases, as well as like people boofing like a horse tranquilizer to like get out of this shit. Like, come on, man.
I also live in rated as the third highest locality for COVID exposure in the entire United States. So
yeah, you live in the middle of like nowhere, Virginia. You live in what I'd like to call the South.
But
I do not.
So your thought process is like, okay, they could just have the event. Like,
there's a few lines of things they could do. Like one, I think Worlds almost always happens because in a year's time, I think about what's happened like the last like 1 year since the vaccine rollout has begun. It's been an incredible like turnaround from last year to now. Like just like generally think about like where you were last year to now. Like it's huge. It's a huge difference.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and so like giving it one more year. Especially with like booster shots, etc., should be like a lot better by the time Worlds rolls around again. So either they do like what Isaiah said with like a grinder and just like, or like some sort of a number, like cut the numbers down, whatever kind of thing.
50 points for an invite. Fuck it.
Yeah, sure. Like fuck it. Like we'll just have a massive day one called a banger of a day.
I think they have to have a grinder if they have no point qualifications. I think that'd be the best thing for Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. Or what they can do is like. Or if they want to start off regionals or whatever as soon as possible, because I know convention centers are good to go because there's been anime cons and like music festivals all happening. Like I know they are happening because I have friends who've been going to like anime conventions and stuff like that. Just because.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I live in Vegas.
Too. Like
Vegas is popping.
Doing their thing. Yu-Gi-Oh's doing their thing.
Digimon's playing store championships. I just had mine this weekend. Like everyone else is like on the road.
Digimon?
Yeah, I won my store championship. I'm going to nationals.
Sick. How many people just like showed up to those? Because I heard those were going on, and I didn't really.
They have to have 16 minimum to possibly qualify, and you can have as many else on top of that. But we had 22 at our store.
Hey, killed it.
What did you play?
Too bad. I played Rookie Rush because I'm a degenerate.
I have no clue what that means. But
I played effectively the Malamar of the format.
Oh God, get away from me.
Yeah. But, I mean, bro, no one tagged for me.
What does that mean? What do you consider Malamar?
I basically went wide on the board, and effectively I set up checkmate where like they can't do anything after I just like go in all in one turn.
Did you play like Face Hunter?
Like, yes.
Okay.
Face
Hunter with some board clear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Face Hunter with like
basically Rookie Rush. Like they just spam out a bunch of like the cheapest cost guys to play instead of like evolving up over a couple turns into like a big guy, basically.
Yeah.
But the gimmick behind this, they had this particular Rookie Rush as opposed to previous iterations is yellow is super broken right now because of its board clear.
Yellow's fucked.
So all the yellow rookies can also abuse these yellow spells that are board clear. So you can set up some threats and I'm going to be like, hey, I also can swarm you, but I'm also going to wipe your board at the same time. And you're like, fuck, that deck's not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Got it.
I have no clue, but yes.
Yes. So I basically just won that. And then back to the main point, all the other card games, everything else is like kind of doing something. Like everyone's back on the road in some capacity. And I think Pokemon also is like, if they really cared about all these like 10K, like 1Ks, 5Ks, or like $500, like this stuff going on, I'm sure they'd step in and say something. I think at the top, they're kind of like, let it run its course. And then we'll leave it to each organizer how they want to do it. But if they want to do something official, I think they're probably like hesitating to pull the trigger on like vaccines required, or like, you know, or masks or something. Because like I know some of the other card games do that, but it's like kind of like an up to your own discretion.
I also think that Pokemon has a bigger face than most of their card games.
It's very, very protective of its brand.
Huge company. And these other the other companies obviously aren't as big. Digimon's not as big. None of those companies are as big as Pokemon is. So it's going to be harder for them to make a decision to come back.
Let's also face it. Like at the end of the day, we've without sounding as cynical as I can, Pokemon has not cared too much about their competitive scene in a very long time.
True.
This is probably the most they've shown throughout the pandemic.
Yeah, but it is.
So when did they ever care?
Yeah. So they might not even. They might even
6 years. I don't remember Pokemon ever caring about me.
Yeah, Pokemon has generally not cared too much about their competitive scene. Like this pandemic stuff where we saw the Players Cup, all that stuff. It's really cool, right? It's getting people involved. It's getting things going, and I love that. That's the most we've ever seen probably in a very long time. But
definitely,
I don't know. It's I know there's a lot of turnover at Pokemon right now, so there's probably a lot of issues with them. Because our Jesse Hill's no longer there. If you guys didn't know that, our old player coordinator who joined right before 2019 Worlds is no longer there at the company. That's a very quick lifetime for a job.
Yeah, that's quick.
So I don't know what the situation will be. I hope we get back on the road soon. I think Worlds will happen. I think if 2020 Worlds doesn't happen, a lot of people will actually just step out because 3 years without Worlds is a very long time.
Yeah, I'll be done. I'll be done, I think.
It's hard because I mean, I think Worlds will be continuously pretty easy to get an invite to. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of the perennial day
Not
2 grinders, will probably take a step back and be I don't know if I can do this because 3 years your life changes a lot in 3 years, man.
Yeah, especially the majority of the Pokemon scene is young people.
Yeah, you're finishing up college.
You look at Magic and stuff like that. It's no, you have teens and young people like that, but it's mostly people in late 20s, 30s, and stuff like that. Pokemon is a lot of kids in high school, young adults in their early 20s and stuff like that. 3 years is a long time compared to.
I'm gonna be 30.
To someone of our age,
which is gonna be crazy to me.
Yeah. 30 and younger is pretty much the entire Pokemon scene. And that's the high end. Most of it's 25 and under.
Yeah. It'll be interesting in a slight end because I want to see how much the collector boom affects us. Because I feel if the conversion over
I want all these fucking shitty collectors going to tournaments. They're going to be so bad.
This is
so bad.
They are bad.
They are going to be so bad. They're going to bring whatever fucking cards they pulled and put. They're literally going to binder drop decks.
Imagine
We've already seen some of them.
They're going to Google
hitting round 1 to the regionals, being please give me Lionheart, please give me Lionheart, please give me Lionheart.
A-Drive, give me A-Drive.
Generation of players who are online only, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare in a competitive closed deck, actually timed format where you don't have all the
in the top 8 of the tournament I went to a couple weeks ago, all 8 players had deck list errors in top 8.
Let's go.
Let's put up on our deck list somehow.
I was just thinking about it. I was
it's great.
Even you want to play someone A-Drive or fucking Leonhardt. It's the funny part is they'd be on stream,
Yeah, I mean, A-Drive played Dallas Regionals when Sword and Shield came out, and they streamed them 3 rounds.
Yeah. And that's I'm just such a purist. When I see someone that's picked up the game in 2019, has never been to a real tournament, and then Pokemon just dumps all this shit on them, cool for you, cool. It's cool, that's good for you, but in my head, be better, Pokemon. There's people Tablemon or someone that's been grinding, doing the same content for fucking years, and you don't help.
I think there's a very dichotomy here. I think the free product side is not related to the competitive side.
Well, not even that. Just giving them opportunities.
Pablo was invited to this invitational.
Yes. It's nice.
A lot of the top players are being invited over to do articles.
Yes, it's a lot better now. But they're. I mean, we can't sit here and pretend that people that don't deserve it are getting opportunities.
I think because of how protective they are of their brand, they're picking the most marketable people. It doesn't matter if they're deserving. They have to pick market. It's from a marketing standpoint, it's a different angle.
All about money for Pokemon.
I mean, all this is just money for them.
Money's the most effective type.
Yeah.
Literally. I agree. It's all about entertainment. It's all about all that, and that's why the certain people are getting the opportunities. You got people that aren't even that opened a couple packs online once, and they're oh, you have 10,000 followers here, fucking join my shit.
I think the box guy is completely different because I won't name names at who told me, but a lot of people who got boxed in the first wave for Chilling Reign did not even get contacted for Evolving Skies.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I mean, I think they're simply trying to reach out to as many different people as possible. And I think the guy's job is like, because I mean, I DM'd him once being like, yo, like blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, we have you in mind. And then that was like 8 months ago or like 6 months ago. So they don't got jack shit for me.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't know.
I think I know personally he's not on like the organized play team or anything. So he's just on a completely different team. So I don't think he even cares Like, I don't think his job is even to like care about competitive.
Yes, I think there's a line there where like as someone that's like a purist, where it's like I'm in the scene. I think someone like Azul should just get bombarded with fucking everything in the fucking world.
He denied. Azul takes what he wants and just says no.
That's
to what
good.
He wants.
That's good.
He is the only player that has that leisure.
Yes, I like that, and
I think Tor does the same. Those are the two that
I also don't. I hate seeing like ignorant people where it's like they act like they shouldn't get this stuff, or they get this stuff because like they're good at the game or something. I hate that, and it is what it is, and we don't have to jump into it because it's it's a topic that it's very controversial, and it is what it is. But I just want to say that, like, fuck you guys. But I think that's a good way to end it. Most people won't even get to this ending part and listen to that part. So, but it's good to be back. I'm glad you guys posted on, what was it, Burbank, crying about all these crappy podcasts, and you missed the best podcast in the world, which is Faded Town. And we brought it back.
Baby.
We brought it back. But for now, guys, we're gonna scoop it up.